name's Antonia Harman from Divine Empowerment, and here we are at the Mind Body Spirit Festival in Birmingham, NEC. Want to take a look? Let's go and have a look.
And welcome. Hello everyone. Hello. Hi everyone, thank you so much for being here today at Mind Body Spirit, and we're going to have some fun. We're going to be dissolving some traumas. Has anyone seen me before? Does anyone know my work, or am I a newbie for you? Some of you? Yeah, you do. Okay, so my name's Antonia Harman, my company's Divine Empowerment, and I do fifth dimensional healing. Now, what is fifth dimensional healing? I hear you cry. Yes? So what we're doing is, I think we're all gods and goddesses who have no idea that we're gods and goddesses. You, my friends, are gods. All of you. Gods and goddesses. Every single one of you. It's just you've got a load of crud on top of you preventing you from having superpowers. I've got superpowers. Quite a lot of them, actually. And I will show you some of them today, and if you want to, you can get superpowers too, and to join Divine Empowerment, take the courses and get superpowers, because it's pretty cool having superpowers. Would you like superpowers? Yeah? Right, well I'll show you what this is all about. So, as I said, I think we're all gods and goddesses who forgot that we're gods and goddesses. So, there's two different types of healing. Now, you're probably all familiar with third dimensional healing or lower level magic. This is ancient mystery school's term is lower and higher level magic, and 3D you're probably quite familiar with. So there's amazing work which is 3D. This is nothing, this is no judgment. I think it's bloody brilliant. But we've got things like crystals or Reiki or most of the shamanic stuff, anything where you're using an intermediary to help you do the work. So maybe a potion, maybe a spell, maybe a being, maybe a coven, maybe an angel, maybe a crystal, something like that. That's third dimensional healing. And it's great. I mean, I've got a bit of a crystal thing. I've got quite a lot of crystals, and I think it's a wonderful way of doing healing. However, there's a new kid in town, the fifth dimensional healing. So, 5D healing is awakening you to your goddess self, your god or goddess self. And I've spent a lot of the last 20 years in a trance state, awakening my abilities, because enlightenment is a losing game. You lose all the things that prevent you from being enlightened. So, as I heard recently from a friend of mine, I thought it was quite interesting. They said saints spend most of the more time on their backs than on their knees, in bed, exhausted, awakening their abilities. So I've had a weird last 20 years. I spent a lot of the last 20 years in bed, absolutely exhausted, in absolute agony, physical agony, as my cells, as my body has evolved to get superpowers. I haven't been able to move or get out of bed at all, or if I did, I was crawling, like literally roll out of bed, crawl, shimmy down the stairs to go and get myself a cup of tea and collapse again. No energy in my body, and DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, like you can't believe. Agony. But then I got superpowers. So it's been a strange journey. It's been for the last 20 or so years, and I spent a lot of my time in a trance state, like in a different dimension. I can't really think, I can't really function, my body hurts like anything. I've had to move to Cornwall to be by the sea to ground myself, because it was just too much on my physical body. But now I can do some really cool stuff, including doing lots of healing. So today we're going to be dissolving trauma, and those participants who want to be having their traumas dissolved, we're going to put people on stage, we're going to have some fun with that. And I've got another talk we're doing later at 1:45 where I'm going to be dissolving backache. Now, it was a bit weird yesterday. I did it yesterday as well, and it was a bit too much for people. I blew their socks off, and they were a bit disorientated afterwards, because I was 20 people in the room and they all had backache, and then they didn't. And they didn't really know what to do with it. So, fair warning, if you come to the talk this afternoon, it will work, and it will paradigm shift you, and it will be a head fuck. Just wanted to give you fair warning on that one. It was, and I've been doing a load of work to clear things and make sure everyone was okay, but literally everyone walked out there and just were dumbfounded. So this is the easier talk. easier work because it sort of makes more sense to do this. But when I first did this talk at Mind Body Spirit, the same thing happened. No one could cope with it. It was too much for their brains. But that was a few years ago, and I think I can trust you guys to be all right with it. Are you going to be okay with dissolving traumas? Yeah? You know what you're in for, because it's going to be there, then it's not going to be there. Is that all right? Yeah? It's going to be powerful. It's very different from everybody else. I'm literally unique. So interestingly, I had my Akashic records read by a guy called Bill Foss, and Bill Foss is an interesting character. He's written about 5 books or plus books about the Akashic records. And he did my session, and then he came back and said, look, there's something else, there's something strange about you, Antonia. And I said, what's that? And he said, well, you've incarnated backwards. I said, what does that mean? He goes, you're from 200 years or 250 years in the future. I'm basically the Terminator of healing. So be ready, I'm from the future. This is not anything you've seen before. This is the future of healing. And we do incredible, incredible work. Instant healing's a thing. You can have it too. So I know when we're thinking about instant healing, we're thinking about one particular chap, JC. And we think that he was unique. He was exceptionally special, there's no doubt about that, but he was not unique. In Chinese and Tibetan written history, there's 160,000 monks who could do all the things that he could do. That's all of the ascended abilities, that's instant healing. 160,000 monks. So although he's special, he's not unique, which means it's more attainable than it might be otherwise. He also said, you'll be able to do this stuff too, right? And all it is losing the stuff preventing you from doing it, because you're a god, and you've got a load of crap on top of you, stopping you from knowing that you're really a god. Does that make sense so far? Everyone with me? You happy with that? Got lots of nods. Good. Receptive audience today. Fantastic. Right, so first of all, I probably should tell you what disease is. Oh, I'm going to still your minds. Let's start from the beginning, because I did promise to do that on the form. So, right, I'm going to still your minds. So you know you've probably got mind chatter. Who is in monkey mind chattery sort of brain? Everyone, hands up if you've got a monkey mind. All right, that's not you. Come and sit down, sweetie, if you want. That's not you. The monkey mind. So this one we'll do for everybody. The monkey mind is something external. It's not you, which means I can put a force field around your heads and shut up your monkey mind. And that will begin to show you what I'm about. Does that sound good? Then you can concentrate, you can focus, you can get it. Everyone up for that? If you're not, just set the intention, nah, that's not for me, Antonia. So if you're up for it, all I need you to do is close your eyes. Okay, let's still your monkey minds now. How's that feeling, everybody? I'll leave you there for just a second. And if you're watching this at home later, by the way, you can follow along and it'll all work for you. It fits in video. Are people's minds feeling a bit quieter now? How's that feeling? Can I get some nods? Can I get an amen? Is it feeling better? Are you feeling nice and still? Yes, I'm just going to come to this lady here and ask you, are you feeling still?
Yes, thank you.
How does it feel very different from what your mind is normally like?
Oh, my mind's a mess.
And now?
And now I feel nice.
Nice and calm. Anyone else with a red sticker want to talk about how their mind's feeling nice and still? Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I do feel very calm. I didn't before, but I do now.
So she feels really calm now and didn't before. Fantastic. Okay, so does that work for everyone? Yeah? Lovely, lovely nods from our gorgeous audience. Fantastic, fantastic. Okay, so that's weird, right? Is that weird? Especially if you've got anxiety. What the heck's just happened? Your minds are now still and you can focus and we can have a lovely time together. Right, so that's one of the things we're going to be doing. And I want to tell you what disease is, because I just think it's really important. I've talked about this a few times this weekend, but I just think you need to know. Because I've worked it out, and I think it's probably one of the most important things that exist, to be honest. I don't know why I've come up with it, but I've figured it out, and I think we all need to know what it truly is. Disease is frozen trauma. Frozen trauma is what disease is. So, I am going to show you a slide. I've got slides. Okay, so here we go. You know when you hang around someone who's anxious or sad or angry or upset in any way, they radiate it. And you come around them and you're like, oh God, what's going on here? And you can feel it immediately and it makes you feel anxious or sad or upset. Is that fair? Or if you walk into a room after an argument, you go, what's just happened, right? Or if your friends got laid last night, you're like, girl, right? You can feel it. You know what's just happened. You can feel it. They're radiating that emotion. Someone's happy, you can feel it. If someone's upset, you can feel it. You sometimes know if your best mate's upset and they're not even there, you can just sense it. You give them a call. Is that fair? Right. So can we say that emotion is like a gas? It hangs around people. Is that fair enough? It literally follows them around. They sort of smell of it, don't they? Sometimes it smells nice and sometimes it smells nasty, but they smell of it. They're radiating that energy. So emotion is a gas. Fair enough? Right. So diseases come in three categories: a gas, a liquid, and a solid. Gas-based diseases are thought-based diseases because thoughts, emotions are a gas. Then we've got liquid-based diseases. So we've got a little diagram here. Liquid-based diseases. A liquid-based disease is something that moves. Liquids flow. Backache, fibromyalgia. Sometimes it's a 10 out of 10. Sometimes it's a 2 out of 10. Pain-wise, right? Sometimes it's in different places in your body. It moves around your body, doesn't it? Has anyone got backache and knows that it moves, right? It behaves like a liquid. It flows about. What about a cyst? What's a cyst? Is that a ball of fluid? Liquid-based disease, right? It's a blooming liquid. And how do you go from a gas to a liquid? It's about densifying. It's about enough gas, pump enough gas into that flask, it will become a liquid. It slows down and it cools down. So if you get fixated on thinking about something horrendous for long enough and puts enough gas into that bag, into that container, it will eventually become a liquid. Does that make sense, everybody? Thank you. Great. It's just you get stuck in some cycle of thinking, and that just densifies and densifies until it becomes a liquid. And that's what that is, liquid-based diseases. It's just compression. Where it goes in the body and what the disease is depends on what you're thinking about, what you're stuck on. That's what happens. And then we've got a solid-based disease. Good examples, a tumour. If you've ever felt a tumour, it's hard as a rock. How does a liquid go into a solid? More and more and more of that gas, compression in a finite space, has to become a solid. Does that make sense? Oh, I've got some disbelief in the audience. I've got a lady shaking her head. I'm going to come and say hello. How does that feel, darling? Yeah, she's gobsmacked.
About how right it is, you know what I mean? Because tumours are like gold, and that's squashed, like diamonds.
Yeah, it's compressed. It's just compressed.
Yeah, huge compression, isn't it? I'm just thinking of family members and what's happened with them and traumas that they've had, and she's now got ovarian cancer.
Yeah. So what? I've got a textbook on my stand. We can talk later about what diseases cause what. What emotions cause what diseases. But yeah, it's stunningly simple, and yet it's true. Like what? It's so obvious, right? Is that so obvious, but then just so hard to find as well? So yeah, that's what it is. It's we get fixated and stuck thinking about something, and that just compresses over time, and that causes diseases. Now, gas-based diseases are pretty easy to fix. Liquid-based diseases are pretty easy to fix. Solid are a little difficult. I'm working on it. But mastery of gas, liquid, solid, solid, liquid, gas, that's when you're a god. Right, let's talk about Merlin. Merlin wanted to find the King of England, and he wanted someone who was worthy of the throne. They used to have the most enlightened person used to be the king back in the olden days. I wish it was so now. It seems to be the least enlightened person at the moment, right? Bloomin' hell. So it's completely reversed. Anyway, so what he wanted to do, so Merlin was obviously advanced, a wizard. Wizard's 5D, which is a 3D, by the way. 5D is just, you don't need an intermediate to do it, so I'm a wizard. You can be a wizard too. Anyway, so Merlin was a wizard, and what he did is he liquefied the stone, and he stuck the sword inside of it, and until someone was enlightened enough to have mastery of gas, liquid, solid, solid, liquid, gas, and then they could pour the sword from the stone. It's an enlightenment test. Walking on water. Does anyone know what solid water is? Ice. Yeah. That's how you walk on water. You make it ice. Is that blowing anyone's mind? That's pretty cool, isn't it? I haven't got mastery of gas, liquid, solid, solid, liquid, gas, but I've got mastery of gas to liquid and a little bit of solid. I'll show you a little bit of solid. So we're going to go here. So what I'm talking about happens in nature. It's not just in, the sword and the stone and everything else. This is a tornado. What's happened is that plank of wood has, or the wall, or a combination therein, has liquefied because of the spin energy. It goes so fast that it's actually embedded. That plank of wood is perfect. It's not shattered, it's not broken, but it's embedded in the brick wall. So this happens in nature. Spinning fast enough will make a solid into a liquid. It's spin. Does that make sense? That's real. This happens in nature. So that's like the sword and the stone, but just a pikier version, right? This I just wanted to show you as well, just as an example of solid. I'm doing a bit of solid work. This is my friend. My friend is called Pearl, and she had this funny thing on her skin. Now, it was during COVID, so she didn't manage to get to the doctor before I started working on her. But she sent this picture to 3 different doctors, her GP and 2 plastic surgeons, and they said that they thought that it was probably basal cell carcinoma. Now, you don't know if it's skin cancer until they actually do a biopsy, cut it out, test it, send it to a lab. So we're not 100% sure. However, if 3 doctors think it is, it probably is, right? Fair enough to say. So this is the progression. Notice the dates. That took 5 days to go. That was pretty fun in January. She's since been, she had a biopsy later on, and they just, what were you talking about? There's nothing there. She went for the biopsy just to double check, and there was just nothing there. It was quite funny. She was like, they were like, why are you even here? She was like, I don't even have it anymore. I don't know what we're doing. But she did. This one I wanted to show you as well. This is my ovarian cyst, which is about the size of a golf ball. So the volume is 22, and then the distance across is, 22 centimeters volume. So it's about the size of a golf ball, and that's about nearly 4 centimeters and 2.5 centimeters and 4 centimeters. A wonky golf ball. And that was my ovary. And I worked on the emotions which caused that, which were a lot of resentment because my ex-partner was a bit of a dick. Truth is the truth. And it did bloody hurt. Anyway, so when I realised what it was, because I didn't know what it was initially, and I went and had a scan and figured that out, I took to my trusty textbook, Metaphysical Anatomy, and I read the words, and it was about resentment, and I was really resentful, and I hadn't really accepted that I was resentful, but I was, and I dissolved those emotions, and that was gone in 3 days. It's like 5 or 6 weeks later, but it was gone in 3 days because this whole thing of resentment came all over me, and I felt really pissy pants for about 3 days, and I felt it pop. It popped and it was gone. And rupturing is a different thing. Rupturing's dangerous, really painful. This was where boop, and then it was no more. And then I was poking myself in the place which it was quite hard just to check, because before it was very bad abdominal pain, and it just wasn't there. And that happened in 3 days. So that's dissolving liquids. So, how's that all sounding to people so far? Does this all make sense? Are you cool with it? I'm going to be running out of time, so I better get on with the main part of the show, hadn't I? And dissolve some traumas. Right. Okay, so what we're going to be doing is... Has everyone got some traumas? Has anyone ever had a trauma? I think we all have, haven't we? Goodness gracious me. Right, so get a trauma. So we're doing emotional traumas. We're not doing physical traumas. You want a physical trauma? That's this afternoon. All right. So we're going to be doing, so grade a trauma. So think about something shitty that happened to you, something awful. And we start with something happened one time. If you had an abusive relationship, focus on a really bad argument. Focus on one particular day which sucked. An emotional trauma, maybe somebody died, maybe someone let you down, maybe there's some betrayal, rejection, heartbreak, whatever it was. Have you got something in mind? Does everyone have an idea about what they would like to be healed in mind? Fantastic. Can you grade it out of 10 for me, please? 10 being it's really gut-wrenching, really, really bad. 0 being, oh, why are you even working on it? It's fine. All right, has everyone got an idea in their mind about what they want to be working on? And are you ready? We have tissues. If anyone needs tissues, just put your hand up and we'll get some tissues over to you. And we're going to dissolve the traumas. So what I need you to do is open Pandora's box. If you can feel it, I can heal it. If you can't feel it, if you don't go into it, if you don't get into the emotions, I'm sorry, I can't do anything for you. You need to open the door. That's on you. I can then get in and empty it, and then you will just feel at peace with the situation. The Buddhists call it non-attachment, I call it fast track forgiveness. But intrinsically, you feel okay with something which was upsetting before. So that's what we're going to do. It's just going to be peace. It's emptiness. Now it's charged. It's anger. It's rejection. It's a betrayal. Whatever it is, it's charged with emotion. And afterwards, you're going to think and be like, oh, so what? You're going to be cool with it. Is everyone happy? All right, let's get going then. So please, make sure you remember the number, grade it in your minds, and let's get going, and we will dissolve your trauma right here, right now. Be open, feel it. If you can feel it, I can heal it. Let's get going then. Okay, we're going to do a little check-in. Has that made a difference to anyone? Hands up if you feel a bit better. A bit better, some of you? Not at all better? Hands up if you feel a bit better. More than that, I think. Are you just being a bit shy? I think some people might be being a bit shy, that's understandable. Does anyone not feel at all better? Okay, all right, so what I need you to do if you haven't made a big difference to you is, I'm sorry, you're going to have to get a bit deeper into the trenches for me, my darlings. Sorry, we're going to have to go in this hard. You're going to have to be vulnerable. You have to be vulnerable to become invulnerable. So you're going to have to open that door, open that Pandora's box and feel into that stuff. If you're not willing to feel it, I can't help you. I'm so sorry. You need to feel anger, rejection, betrayal, grief, sadness, whatever it is. You need to feel it for me. Is that okay? Can you feel it for me now? Should we go again? So the more you get into the emotion, the more I can do to help you. So this is up to you now. You choose to be healed. You choose to make this better for you, but be vulnerable. Feel it. Only for a few moments, and then it's going to be gone. Forever. Willing to do the work? It's not long. It's only going to be a couple of minutes. And it's okay if you cry. What's crying? Is crying a liquid? Is liquid coming out of your face? That is trauma releasing from you. The pH of happy tears and sad tears is completely different. It's a completely different product. It's trauma coming out your face. All right. Let's go again. Please feel it as much as you can. This is your opportunity. Let's get going. Round 2. Okay, better? Bigger? Are you more vulnerable? Has that made a difference now? Yeah, lots of nods from the audience. Has it gone down to 0 for anyone yet? We're going to do several rounds. Is anyone going down to 0? Does anyone gone down to feeling at peace with it? Yeah, I've got a nod from when I talked to you and asked you about it. You said you feel at peace with it now.
It's come down from 10 down to about 1 now. Really down. I was trying to go back into the feeling, and it just was just going.
So it was about a 10 and now it's down to a 1, and she was trying to go back into the feeling, couldn't find it. That's what we're looking for, that it just becomes non-attached. You think about it and you're like, meh, so what? That's what we're looking for, and that's what you've got. Good. Can we have a round of applause for this lady, please? That's perfect, you're doing it brilliantly. Well done, you. Has anyone else got that experience? We're going to do more rounds, but... Hello?
I don't feel anything now.
What was it before?
It's blank. It was pain, hurt, feeling somebody felt disgusted with me and I wasn't worthy, and I just feel blank.
Feel blank. What we're looking for is blankness. And what was it out of 10 when we started? 8 when we started. Fantastic. We're going to do another round, and if you've already been done, you get to go on another trauma. Here we go.
I went from a 7 to about 1, and like this lady, I tried to go back into it and I couldn't. It was like it didn't have an effect on me.
Fantastic. Okay, we're going to do another round, so if you feel done with whatever one it is, then we can do a different trauma. We're going to do another 2 rounds. Yeah, another 2 rounds. So if you feel it like it's whatever your big trauma is a bit weak, then by all means do something else. And if you want to do this yourself later, you can rewatch this video. It's going to be on my YouTube, which is Antonia Harman Divine Empowerment. You can find me on all the socials, Antonia Harman Divine Empowerment. And if you have been clever enough to enter the competition to win a healing with me for an hour, imagine what I can do in an hour. I can do quite a lot in an hour. It's worth £1,000. It's a free one. People are going to be winning this today, or my bundles, which is level 1, 2 and 3. In level 1 you learn how to dissolve traumas. You learn how to channel essence of anything from the universe. You can change a taste of wine. You do chakra stuff. You can do all sorts of amazing things. By level 3 you can do themes. You can do all of someone's grief, all of someone's rejection, all of someone's betrayal. It's cutting edge and life changing. And if you enter the competition, then you will obviously potentially can win that, and you'll also get sent this video. I make sure that this video gets sent out. So if you've got other traumas you want to do later, you just rewatch this and go again. It works in video. So another Brucey bonus for joining the website. And to be honest, if you don't like it, unsubscribe. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, and it's divineempowerment.com if you want to subscribe at a different time. Okay, should we do another round? Everyone ready to go? You know what to do now. Feel it, I can heal it. Ready to go? Let's go. That's another round. Better? Is everyone down to a low number from a high number? Okay, lady at the back. Hello, I'm coming to see you. I feel like Ricky Lake. Sorry, my love. Yep, go ahead.
I went from an 8 to a 2.
An 8 to a 2.
I'd say so.
How are you feeling now?
Calm.
Calm. Life-changing? She'd say so. I like a bit of life-changing. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Anyone else want to talk to me? Yes. Stripy lady. I love your jumper. It's cool. Sort of thing I'd wear.
A 9 to a 1, like that.
A 9 to 1 like that. Clickety-click. Fantastic. One more round for anyone who wants it. Hopefully it's all of you. All right, one more round. Get into it, feel a trauma, and let's smash it. And then I'll tell you what I'm offering. All right, let's go. One more round. Okay, that's your 4th round. Woo! How you feeling? You alright? Do you want to talk? No, okay, no problem at all. So, has that worked for everyone? You feeling a bit different? You feeling a bit more like yourself? Feeling a bit happier? All that crap gone? Yeah! Isn't that cool? Well, you can do this too. Do you want to be a goddess? Do you want to be a god? Do you want to be a wizard? Or do you want to be a human? Boo! Human! Wizard! Yeah! Yeah, I think it's cool being a wizard. You know what? I teach quite a lot of superpowers. Weather manipulation is not a bad one. It's quite useful. It's quite useful. I do that quite a lot. Tell you what, it never rains on my friends' wedding days. Oh my god, I get too overexcited though, and then it gets too hot. My friend's wedding in Ibiza, she told me to make it sunny. It was in May, and it was the hottest May on record. Everyone's in 3-piece suits. Everyone's sweating and dripping. I get a bit. Sometimes I get a bit overexcited. Did that in New Orleans as well. Hottest day on record. Oopsie. It was October, and that's a colder month. Oops. I get overexcited. Okay, so right. I just want to tell you some of the offerings that we're doing. I'm going to be doing the second talk today at 1:45 in the exhibitor's stand. Sorry, I'm lying. At 1:30 in the exhibitor's stand, I will be dissolving backache. This is for the brave, because this will, twist your melons. So if you'd like that, then please come to the talk then. I will be dissolving backache. It's at 1:30 to 2:15. We're doing that. I'm also doing things on my stand where I'm teaching people how to bend spoons. That is to do a solid into a liquid. So I'm doing that. So we're doing those quite often. We're doing we're doing trauma release as well. So there's various different times every half an hour or so. We're doing that, and we'll stand D36, which is just down there. We are also offering courses if you do decide that you want to be a wizard and have superpowers, because fuck me, don't you want superpowers? I just don't understand that doesn't want superpowers. Like, there's a lot of them. It's mostly healing now, to be honest, but at some point it will be all of them. I'm working on it. But God wants to do the healing first. It's annoying. I want to do telekinesis and teleportation, but apparently not yet. Alright, so what we're doing is a 3-cast bundle, which is levels 1, 2, and 3, is if you buy them separately, it's $9.99. On my website, it's $7.99, and there is a deal today, which is $6.75. So it is basically a third off. So buy 2, get 1 free. That is for level 1, 2, and 3. Or level 1 is normally $333, and you can buy it for $275. A healing with me has got a quarter off. It's £1,000, or it's $750 today. Healing with my practitioners is $295 or $222. We're also selling bracelets that are imbued with energy. The red ones have abundance, love, and luck, and the black have grounding and protection. All of the courses and all of the healings can be paid for over 3 months. So you don't have to part with that money all in one go if it makes more sense to you to do that. So for example, the bundle is, it's $225 a month for 3 months at the $675. Who's interested in becoming a wizard? Is anyone thinking about doing the courses? Yeah, a couple of people. It's really cool being a wizard, honestly. When you can start to audit your life and go through all the horrible things that have happened to you, it makes a big difference. And there's also something that people don't know about, which is the dark side of the law of attraction. You probably know the law of attraction if you're here, the mind, body, spirit, right? Do you know about the law of attraction? Yes? Do you know about the dark side of the law of attraction? Whatever's in your field, you attract, right? You want abundance, you have to have an abundance mindset. Have you thought about the dark side of it? What happens if there's infidelity in your home growing up and that's in your field? You're ordering that from the universe. Betrayal, rejection, all the stuff which you are fixated on or that have happened to you, I'm sorry, you're putting that order into the universe. So if you don't want to have those crappy things happen to you, you need to spring clean that. Otherwise you're ordering. It's like going to a restaurant, wanting the steak for dinner and keeping whispering chicken to them. Chicken, 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 chicken. You're going to confuse the universe, and they're going to bring you chicken. You're like, but I want a bloody steak. And you can be magnanimously standing there, steak, steak, steak. But if you keep ordering the chicken, you're just going to confuse them. So you've got to be really careful what's in your field and get rid of the stuff which sucks. Get rid of the rejection, get rid of the betrayal, get rid of the grief, or you're going to be attracting more of that stuff again. So that's one of the things you learn in level 3, but it's really important to clear things out, these themes out of your field. If you want to have a happy life that is full of grace and easy peasy lemon squeezy, that's up to you. So that's one of the beautiful things. The dark side of the law of attraction is really, really important to know about. Because if you are living in Groundhog Day and attracting rubbish, there's a reason for it, because you've always had that. Why does that always happen to me? Why do people always betray me? Why do people always do such and such? Why is there always loss? Because there always has been. And you keep ordering it, my lovelies. I'm sorry, that's the truth of the matter. The law of attraction works for the light and for the dark. Stop ordering things you don't want. It's like rubbing Aladdin's lamp and ordering things you don't want. You know this about abundance, I'm sure, anyway, because if you have to not be focusing on poverty when you're looking for abundance. It's the same, it runs through. And I wish they talked about that more in The Secret and other things, because no one really discusses that. All right, we're going to be closing in a minute. Do I have any questions from the audience? Anyone want to know anything? 11:11. Woo! Does anyone have any questions for me? We've got another couple of minutes. No. How's everyone feeling? Are you feeling a bit weird? Are your body's feeling a bit strange without that trauma? Yes. Shall I come and talk to you, lady who's nodding in the back? Can I talk to you? Have you got a red sticker? Are you all right to sign a release? Yeah? Are either one of you? You're both nodding. You're right to sign a release. Yeah. How are you feeling? How's it all feeling to you?
Mine's quite a big trauma, but I feel like my head's a little bit like muzzy.
Your head's muzzy? What does that mean? We're still going, guys. If you can just sit down for the next couple of minutes. We're just going to be closing in 3 or 4 minutes. If you can just wait a second.
You know when you've been drinking all night and you wake up at the night and you're like, oh, my head. That's what it feels like.
Okay, so she got a fuzzy head. But it's because you're so used to having that pain in there, so it's a bit strange for you. How are you feeling? Good?
Wonderfully calm. From a traumatic 10, 0, I just feel great. Abundance.
Wow, wonderfully calm and ready for abundance. From a 10 to a 0. Oh, there's a lady in the back that wants to say hello. Hi, darling.
So I don't really understand what you were actually doing. That's what.
What was I actually doing? I was dissolving the resonance. Emotion is energy. And I just, you know that everybody can feel, I'll answer it. So you know that when you hang around somebody upset, everyone can feel that they're upset. I've just taken it to the next level and I figured out how to dissolve the upset. That's all it is. But I've spent 20 years in a trance state, awakening my abilities. Now I've got superpowers and you can have them too. All right, I think we're nearly done. Any other questions before we close? We've got another 2 minutes. Anything else? No. Right, well, we're going to be on stand D36, which is just down there with fantastic deals, as I've just told you. Much better than you get anywhere else. And we have been doing dissolving traumas and spoon bending if you'd like to do that too. And hopefully we're going to see you guys all on the exhibitor stand at 1:30 for backache. Now, this is not for the faint-hearted. It will twist your melons. Be aware, your backache will go and you will have to paradigm shift and your whole reality is going to be... I don't know if you're ready for that. If you're ready for that, I'll see you on the other stage then. Thank you very much.